Karen's past life. We're pulling from the Citadel first. The Acolyte and the Miser. We're getting like the Accountant, the Miser, like Scrooge energy, and the Accountant for Scrooge. And the Acolyte would be you, learning the craft, learning whatever it is. This is you come to this person late. This person's a miserable old fuck. Okay, we're getting the card of the Helpless Maiden, Destruction and Destroyer. You come in and you are the bomb. You are literally this for this person, but they see you as helpless. And what you do is you go in, it's like a modern term would be like a corporate raider almost. It's like you go in and you take over whatever this is, this miser. I don't know why he owes you or what this is, why this is the case. We're going to go exploring now. We got the premise. What's going on with this for her? Ha! Okay. Okay. Yes, we totally see. This is the card of you. This is the card of the action you're taking. The action you're taking. This is the card of him, and it's like you are coming in and turning things on their head. This is but for the love of a son, but for the love of a son. This guy wanted a son, didn't have a son. You aren't his daughter, but you come in very, very strong. This is, you are somehow related to him. Maybe this is niece or distant friend and niece, something like this, but you come in. He looks after you. He takes care of you in some regard, but he is a miser. He is like as tight with a penny as is humanly possible. You come in to take over and to really rearrange things, to bring things more current. You've got all the magic in the world, and you do it in the way you're allowed, in the position where a son would be if he had one, but for the love of a son, he didn't have one. This guy was such an ornery old codger that he's very difficult to deal with. He's very, very happy in what he does for himself, but he's an ornery old codger is what I'm getting. And this is, he's got a drinking issue coming through. This is somebody that is overindulgent for themselves. Very, very much into the material aspect, but tight with the pennies. So he likes to show off, but he's also tight. So he doesn't spend a lot of things on other people. He's a selfish fucker is what I'm getting. Now you come in there because somebody that he has known, this is somebody he's known, and this is obligation. You come in there as obligation to him. I don't know if this is his younger brother's child. It feels like it could be that case. I want to double check myself on this. It could be younger brother or half brother is feeling more accurate. This is a younger brother that is also half brother. Yes. Family tree is coming in through here. So what's going on is his half brother that's younger than him, he owes allegiance to because of family stuff. You come through, he doesn't have a son, but this is the next generation is you coming through. He owes this half brother. Here he is in his youth, him and the half brother right here working. This person worked for him for a long time. But because he was such a greedy guy, he didn't ever make things right. And he's trying to make things right by helping set things up because he's getting towards the end of his life. His days are numbered. He's significantly older. He comes through about 14 years older than the younger brother. And you're the younger brother's child. So it's almost a double generation that's coming through. But he's feeling his age quite a lot. He is getting a little bit more moderate in what's going on, and he sees a little bit more gentleness, more tenderness, more beauty around him than what you would think. The days of war and glory have passed. The days of war and glory have passed. Now what does he do? He surprises everyone. He sets you up. He sets you up good, like not in like a setup or a frame. No, he sets you up so you will inherit. It's why you're the bomb, you're the destroyer, you're the one that brings it down, because Everything that he's been greedy about, he's suddenly becoming more generous. He suddenly realizes there's more that matters because he's about to cross over. So he realizes the days of glory, the days of battle are not all there is to it. He's setting you up. He's setting up the next generation. He wants you there. It's why you get to be the acolyte. It's why you get to learn. It's why you get to study. You're going to need to know how to be in charge of the keep. The keep? The keep. You need to know how to be in charge of the keep. We're going to the Druid's deck. One sec. Why? It's like he realizes that his time is not going to give him everything he wants. And if he wants anything to be honored from what he's done on this world at all, he has to start changing. He realizes death is very, very, very close. He realizes that you're peeking over things, trying to see things. As a young girl, you're trying to see things, trying to figure it out. And you do have an understanding of an accounting. You're getting all of this knowledge that you know about how to run the keep. Whatever this fort or castle area is, it feels like a small castle. It feels like some kind of small keep. It feels very, very Euro. I don't know if it's Irish or just Euro. I couldn't tell you that. You're a little bit overwhelmed with the responsibility of it all. Can you do this? Can you do this? I think your father would want you to. I don't think your father is in the picture anymore. I think the younger brother, stepfather, has died before this guy has died. I think that's why he's suddenly taken this on. He wants to balance the books and balance the scales before he gets on the other side. I don't even think he feels like that he wants to be a burden to anyone or somebody to take care of him when he's old. It's not that kind of energy for him at all. But he realizes who you are. He realizes what's coming forward. He realizes his own age. He realizes if he goes forward and goes on to the next life, great, but he's going to be out of here. He's out of the picture. So he doesn't want to be the old man that everybody takes care of. He's one of those that would just, go out and choose to die where they die, when they die. This is what he's going to choose because he feels his age and he feels it. He's got to be in really poor health and feeling quite shitty, but he realizes he's got celebration to do. If he can set you up and he can see this going down, generationally down. Does he get to see the birth of your first child before he leaves? This is interesting because finally, after all this time, he takes on actual concern for another person other than himself. I'm shocked by it. There's one more season, one more battle, and the battle is to make sure that you're able to do what needs done to bring things forward. He does see the birth of your first child. I don't know if he sees the birth of the second. No, just the first. He sees the birth of the first child, only the first child, but he gets you guys set up. You are the one that is titled, if titled is such a thing. So who you marry and the kids and the children you have, everything, the land is all yours. It's all yours and in your name. And it's yours to do with and pass through and pass on how you will. How do you choose to pass that along? What I'm getting is you're choosing to pass this along the matrilineal line, so you are not passing it to the oldest son. Instead, you're passing it to the daughter, and you will continue, and the land will be passed through the daughters. The daughters of this land is where it's passed through. It's who holds the land. It's who keeps the land, and it's how the land is kept, and it's how that things are actually better managed, and the community is better served. He does go to do his thing, and you guys have some kind of thing. He goes, he does go out to die, but he goes out on the lake. It's like he goes on the lake and knows that he needs to return to the water. I don't know what that's about. Hang on. Why does he want to return to the water? I don't know. It feels like he was kind of cranky because he was land bound. And you guys hold the land, you hold the land. Even though it's difficult to do, you hold the land. I think it's difficult for you to be the one in charge, and it's difficult for your partner to accept that this is how it's going to be, that it's going to be very, very matriarchal. It's the line of the women that is going to hold the power here, because he would not trust anybody else with his land. The old codger was very clear about this. You're fair, you rule over things, and you deal with people and the community in a very, very fair way. You make sure that things are squared away, that nobody is pulling one over on you. You know, like an accountant would know the books. You know what's in the pantry. You know what's necessary. You know exactly how many mouths there are to feed. You have this high priestess energy and authority about you. It doesn't get questioned. It doesn't even get like, oh, she can't do it. It's understood. It's difficult for the man who marries you, but that doesn't mean that, I don't even know if they would call it marrying your partner. It's difficult for him, but it's not the end of the world. He understands, and this is how it is, and this is how it is. He sees your gift. He sees what you offer, and it does not create problems. But after the old codger, the old miser, your uncle, returns back to the lake, then is the land able to be held? How long is the land able to be held for? 5 generations. 5 generations before it shifts. Then there's battles, battles, battles. So it would be you, your child, and so forth, 5 generations that it's held. Then there's a returning to the water. The water is hugely important. Something about this lake is hugely important too. And it will always be held by somebody that's in the family. But it seems like for a very long time it was held by the women. Anything else you need to know about this life? You were taxed with responsibility from an age that was pretty young, and you were the sacrifice for what needed to change within that land in order for the area, the community to be growing, to actually thrive. It needed to shift. It needed to be so. But part of the challenge for you was when you lost your dad, then this made things shift for you. It made the whole world shift. It wasn't something that you wanted to come in. It was the card you were dealt. It shifted your perspective about everything. It turned everything around for you. It was the sacrifice. There's something that is important to you that you go to. And this is an honoring of this trio, of this uncle, of this dad, and of you. There's an honoring that goes there. There's something in the tradition. There's something that's carved, and it feels like it's carved on a sword. It's carved on a piece of equipment. It's not so much carved on the tree. It's carved on the piece of equipment, and it has to do with, it feels like family crest used to be on shields, but this feels like something that's carved on a sword or the hilt of a sword. It feels like the family motto, so to speak. And it's something along the lines that would be to whoever much is given, then much responsibility is there. Something along those kinds of lines. It's saying you are the keeper. It's the keeper of the keep. That's what it is. It's something about the keeper of the keep must be the keeper of the kept. I don't know what that's about. I don't even know how that translates, but that's what it is. This is what gives you the power. It's what you harness. It's what you move forward with. High Priestess energy all over the place. And it's very much a time where there is growth for this. This is because you are here, you bring such huge balance to the energy that there is growth for the people around there. What else do we need to know? Return, return, return. Some kind of seasonal offering that you do for this old codger's, it's not his birthday, but it's his death day that you honor. Not because everybody was glad to be rid of him, but because he knew when his time was up, he knew to make the right sacrifice at the right time. So he actually becomes a little bit more revered. Had not this situation changed, he would have been seen as this cranky old goat that everybody fucking hated. Because you honor his death, you honor his day at the lake. I don't know what that is called. A return to the water. I don't know. It was very, very deliberate return to the water. I don't know if his boat was weighed down or if he just went out in the depths and let himself be submerged. But it was a return to the lake, a return to the water. And because of this, you build a fire at the lake's edge every year on his death date. It's the way you honor, and it's a celebration. It's a celebration and a coming together in a huge way of the community. And it's big, and it goes on, and it goes on, and it goes on. I don't know why it does, but that's what it does. That's complete. Wow. No idea. The keeper of the keep is the keeper of the kept, and that was you. That's complete. So, honey, will you write down the keeper of the keep?
Keeper of the keep.
I know, that sounds really ridiculous, and it feels very redundant, but that's what came through. Wild. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.